Everyone who knows us at GForce knows that we have a taste for the more esoteric instruments. And to be honest, there's not a lot more esoteric than this little beauty, the Optigan. Released in 1971, the Optigan was Mattel's attempt to cash in on the fledgling home entertainment industry of the 1970s. The principle behind the instrument was simple, in that a style-specific disc was inserted into the instrument, and when activated, the user played a button activating a series of rhythms and sound effects with the left hand, while the right hand played the keyboard in the normal fashion. The buttons were divided up into 5 sound effects rocker switches, which could then be played momentarily or left on. There were also a series of major, minor and diminished buttons arranged as per the circle of fifths, which then play a musical motif in the corresponding key. There were a wealth of discs available, and stylistically these encompassed everything from bluegrass, marching bands, swing bands, country waltz, and even more contemporary styles including Motown and rhythm and blues. Each disc has a red marker which when inserted into the machine was illuminated and gave an indication of the downbeat on the Optigan's front panel, while a white light gave an indication of the upbeats. This one is particularly hard to make out, because on our Optigan the light simply travels up from a bulb in the innards, up a pipe to the front panel. Crude? Yep. Effective? Well, possibly in a dimly lit room. In addition to the discs available, there were a wealth of songbooks available too, which enabled the user to play along with cues for notes given numerically, in addition to indicators for which buttons to push. No matter what the style though, the Optigan sound can be characterised by one word: lo-fi. And it was undoubtedly this, combined with what appeared to be a lacklustre component budget, which meant that it wasn't particularly reliable and nor was it a huge commercial success. However, with the benefit of hindsight, it is a veritable goldmine of nostalgic vibes and motifs, and has been used by a wealth of artists including Tom Waits, Blur, Goldfrapp, Lily Allen, PJ Harvey, Elvis Costello and the Crash Test Dummies. Its ability to evoke the vibe of a bygone era is almost unrivaled, and when mixed with other less lo-fi synths and samples, the Optigan adds an ethereal quality that is utterly sublime. Our love of the Optigan dates back years, perhaps to the time when it was terminally unhip, and it was this passion which prompted us to create the OPTITron expansion pack for M-Tron Pro, with which not only did we amass a huge collection of discs, but then set to work making sure each rhythm of each disc was aligned in terms of tempo and also retuned. This was a task that took an inordinate amount of time, but ultimately means that M-Tron Pro owners who purchase the OPTITron expansion pack have the ability to mix and match discs via the dual layer capability of the M-Tron Pro, even applying filtering to one or both layers. They can choose to reverse either or both layers too, with everything sitting perfectly in time. Naturally, there are some foibles, because like the Tron and its tapes, some discs have weathered better than others. Regardless, this is all part of the instrument's charm, and the Optigan sound in all its facets is undoubtedly a thing of beauty, evoking a real essence of days gone by. And if this has whet your appetite for more info on the real deal, you should definitely head over to Optigan.com, P. Hicks's tribute site, which contains about as much information as you're ever likely to need. Hell, P even makes new discs for the original Beastie too. Proof, if ever it was needed, that you can never keep a good instrument down.